Okay, so for me, yoga is a spiritual practice, right? And the focus of the class is going to be on the, yoga as a spiritual practice, right? The book we're going to be learning from is a systematic course in the ancient Tantric techniques of yoga and Kriya by Swami Satyananda Saraswati, the Bihar School of Yoga in India. And again, this is the, it's basically a very complete work on yoga from a spiritual point of view. Basically, there's no other book that comes even anywhere close to this book, in fact, for the amount of information that it contains and the completeness of all the yoga practices and the spiritual development you can achieve from yoga practice. So we'll be doing the first 12 lessons from here. We'll do 2 lessons per week. Just briefly, what a spiritual practice is from my point of view. There's basically 4 states of mind you can be in. You can be asleep, you can be dreaming, you can be awake with an outward focus, focused on the world around you, or you can be awake with an inward focus, whereby you're focused on internal events, your emotions, your thoughts, your muscles, your anything in your body, your heartbeat, anything you're breathing, anything internal, right? So basically, a spiritual practice is when you're in that 4th state, when the mind is turned inward. Basically, that is a spiritual practice. It's as simple as that. And again, it's very simple, but the benefits are extraordinary. They're beyond belief, in fact. And again, it's my hope that through this class that everyone will realize those benefits. There's basically so now to maintain an inward focus, there's yoga breaks it up into 3 parts. This book, this course. There are physical postures that you do, whereby you stretch your body to different positions, right? And again, you focus your mind on the stretch itself, like where your body is stretching and where the muscles are loosening, how your breathing is going, your heart rate, all of those things. The second part is actual just sitting still and breathing, right? And again, with breathing, you focus on the movement of the diaphragm, the expansion of the chest, the flow of the air, right? All of those aspects, the length of the inhalation, the length of the exhalation, how many seconds it takes, and those type of things. And the final part is a movement of, your thoughts, basically, your concentration, right? So basically, you leave your breathing, you forget about your physical body, you forget about your breathing, and you just focus on where you're concentrating your mind, right? So you basically move your concentration through your body, right? And that's about it. And then if you practice on a daily basis this thing, eventually magical things will start to happen, right? Again, they give some examples, right? And your health will improve, your emotions will improve. You'll life will suddenly seem pretty fantastic, right? You'll be in a good mood all the time. You'll have lots of energy. You'll never get ill. No coughs, colds, sore throats, things like that. And life will just be beautiful, actually. So it's quite an amazing thing to experience when it starts to happen. Again, the basic principle. Again, it's a self-discovery thing. You discover it for yourself as you practice. But basically, again, I didn't know when I started, but again, with practice, everyone will discover it for themselves, right? That human beings are actually beings of pure love. Actually, we're beings of pure, infinite love, right? All the negativity that we experience, all the negative emotions, those are all just on the surface. When you turn your mind inward, those things all get burned away, they disappear. And you see the truth underneath. Hey, morning. Right. This is recording, yeah. Right? So we've been recording for 12 minutes now. Yeah, so that's about it. Any questions about just the introduction, what we're going to be covering? Everyone's good? Okay. So again, for breathing. So the first thing they teach you is to, your nasal passages need to be clear, right? To really, to be relaxed, to function properly, to have nice airflow, right? You need to clear your nasal passages. So the technique they teach you is called jala neti. Basically, you take one of these. Right? This is a neti pot. You can get them at Shoppers Drug Mart. If anyone wants me to buy one for them, I can. They're about $20. You take a little bit of non-iodized salt, about a quarter teaspoon or so, put it in there. Then you take some lukewarm water, right, and you mix it in there. The idea is to kind of simulate your tears. Your tears are just a bit salty, and they flow. Your tears will flow very easily through the nasal passages, right? I don't know if anyone's noticed when you cry, it will just flow out your nose pretty easily. So you're trying to make the same type of solution. So it should be like lukewarm, a little bit salty. And basically the way it works is you just lean over the sink, right, after the water's full. You tilt your head over the sink, straight. Tilt the head to the side. You put the pot inside one nostril. You just tilt it and let gravity do the work, right? You don't breathe, you breathe through your mouth. And the water will flow in this nostril and it'll come out the other one into the sink, right? Usually I do about half the pot. You need to do the full pot on per side, make 2 batches, so I usually do about half the pot one side, and I do about half the pot on the other side. So same thing, just tilt forward, put it there, tilt it to the side, and then gravity will just do the rest of it. There are actually lots of videos on YouTube, so I'll email you the links so you can see people doing it on YouTube. Right? But anyways, this is kind of the first thing you do before you start your practice, right? Any questions about that? Again,
It doesn't go inside.
That's right. So the trick is to get your.
Inside.
That's right, exactly. The nostrils are connected, right? So it just has to go up a bit, and then it'll flow through the other side and it'll come out. Actually, everything's connected, right? So it's your nose.
You won't shock.
That's right. So it can go in your mouth if your head is not tilted properly. So again, your head should be like straight this way, and then just turn straight to the side. Right? If you turn up too much, it may go into your mouth. Right? You don't want the water going in your mouth. Or sometimes it can go into your ear as well. If you just have to have if you're perfectly straight, tilt to the side, it'll go from one nostril straight to the other, and it won't go anywhere else. And it just takes a little bit of practice, right? So again, you can. It's not completely mandatory, but again, I've been doing it every single day since 2001, right? And again, I find the benefits are extraordinary. The thing is, there's also spiritual benefits of doing this little practice as well, because so we all have souls, right? That's one of the things you'll discover, right? And your soul is basically constructed of energy centers as well as energy pathways, right? So again, acupuncture and all kinds of Eastern practices make use of this knowledge to cure different things and solve different problems, right? Anyways, yoga does it. Has its own techniques for doing that, right? So this is again one of them. Basically, there's a spiritual center just right between the eyebrows here. So when you do this practice, it actually kind of starts to stimulate and purify that center, right? So just doing this, passing the water through, right? We'll do that. So that's the other kind of important benefit of this practice. And the 12 lessons I'll be teaching, the focus of all 12 lessons, in fact, is to develop sensitivity to that center, right? So basically, you will feel it, right? Like when that center activates, you'll feel it. So that's my objective. That by the end of the 12 lessons, or 6 or 7 weeks, that you will all be able to activate that center and feel it, right? So next thing we'll do is some of the asanas. So eventually we're going to be so the process, the whole course, like the whole book, right? If I'm going to summarize the whole book, like I said, we're going to do 3 things, right? asanas, physical postures, breathing, pranayama, and the meditation, right? So the focus of like I said, what I'm going to teach right now is to awaken this center, right? Next year I want to do the advanced courses, which again awaken all of the main spiritual centers in the body, right? All of the main energy centers, the chakras. And actually there's main chakras, there's like Shesams, reflection, chakra reflections, and there's other special points. There's about 12 that you have to awaken, right? From the perineum, base of the spine, the pubic bone, navel, center, just opposite the navel at the back, center of the chest, opposite that on your back, on your again, Adam's apple in men, but a similar location in women, and the back of the neck, just opposite the back of the neck. Brahmudya is here between the eyebrows. At the top of the spine, at the pineal gland, there's a chakra, Ajna chakra. At the back of the head, Bindu, just above the, just not quite directly behind, slightly above where the pineal gland is. On the back of the head, Bindu. Top of the head, Sahasrara. So the advanced courses should actually, if you finish the beginning classes and you participate in the advanced classes, will awaken all of those centers, right? Basically, you'll be able to move your mind to each of those locations and like stimulate it, and you'll feel it, right? You feel awake. So again, once all of those are awakened, that's kind of the advanced practices, and the final practices are Kriya Yoga. So once you've developed sensitivity to these places, right, you've like focused on each one and awakened each one of them, so that they're, they react to your concentration fairly easily, right? You just have to spend, just move your mind there, and they'll awaken. Then you begin the practice of Kriya Yoga, right? And the objective of Kriya Yoga, and again, so like I said, the whole thing, right? The whole thing is just to realize that we are beings of pure love, right? To be in a state of pure love every minute of every day, right? Like zero negativity, right? Zero, just basically all negative emotions are gone completely from your system, no matter what is happening around you. You see the truth in everything, right? You see the truth of everything, and because you see the truth in everything, you realize that it's all 100% pure love, right? Again, it's hard to understand, it's hard to explain. You kind of have to experience it. You have to do it, and then you realize for yourself, and you work towards making your whole life actually become pure perfection. Every minute of every day is just pure joy and pure perfection, right? Again, that's at the final stages. Right? So a big part of it actually, so Kriya Yoga, so the final thing when we're doing the Kriya Yoga practices, right, which is to awaken the Kundalini energy, so that's the final step. Once you've awakened all the energy centers, then you awaken the Kundalini energy, which is which again is it's an enormous power that exists inside of all of us. It's at the Muladhara chakra, that's at the base of your body. And that's where they say it's stored, and then it rises up to Sahasrara. And it's a phenomenal amount of energy. And again, you need to be very fit at that point. You need to be very strong, physically fit, mentally fit, emotionally fit, to kind of withstand the release of that energy. But then again, that'll be like a few years from now, if we're all starting, right? And again, at that point, you have full awareness of all of reality and all of the different dimensions of reality. That's the other thing too. We have souls, we've had many past lives. There's a whole bunch of stuff in ultimate reality that you gradually will become aware of, right? As things progress. All of your past lives, your future lives. Time doesn't even exist. The whole true nature of it. This is just a material existence. Is just a very tiny part of all the different 12, 13, 14 dimensions of all of reality, right? Again, they're proving that in physics now these days, in superstring theory, if you follow that research. They're starting to realize this in the scientific world as well, that the universe is more than just 3 dimensions. Anyways, I'll email you some of those links. So anyways, let's begin with the practice now. Any questions before we start? No? Okay, sounds good. So first, so a big part of it, right? So the Kriya Yoga practices, it's about 3 hours, basically sitting the entire time. So you have to be able to sit for like a long time, still, comfortably, right? So the key to doing that is, again, having the legs physically fit, right? And to be, not get your legs getting numb or falling asleep, things like that, right? So very first practice is very simple, right? Just loosen up the legs a bit, right? So first thing, we're going to loosen up the ankles, right? So just legs out in front of you, right? Take your right leg, just cross it over back, and just loosen up your ankle a bit, right? So just rotate it like clockwise a few times, and then counterclockwise. So again, in a class setting, you're not actually doing yoga from my point of view, right? Because your focus is on the instructor and actually learning the movement, right? The key now is to each day practice at home on your own and have your mind on what your ankle is experiencing. So have your mind on the feeling, on the muscle movements, right? And if there are any stiffness, any kind of, twinges of, aches and pains, things like that, just be aware of that, take your mind there, release them, make it loose, make it free, all right? Relax, basically, right? So we do the other ankle now, same thing. You can even see how your knees feel in your back, the whole thing, right? The main focus is on the ankle. And rotate in both directions. Okay. So after that that was the ankle crank. After that we have the half butterfly. So this one is similar. This one you now take your foot, try to bring it as close as you can into your stomach, right? So try to push your heel into your stomach if you can, right? And rest it on your thigh. And then you take your knee, and then you try to push your knee to the ground, right? Okay, also try to rotate your knee in a circle. So do it in a clockwise circle, and then try to get it down to the ground somehow, right? Again, it's actually, a lot of it is just mental, right? If you go home, you put your mind on where it's tight, you concentrate on loosening that, wherever you feel tightness, you put your mind there, you do this, concentrate on making the tightness go away. Keep going, eventually your leg will be loose, really loose. And you'll have no trouble getting it to the ground. So again, the main thing though, the maximum benefit you get is just by that process of having the mind turn inward. That's really all you have to do, right? As long as the mind is turned inward, then everything will happen by magic. The foot, same thing. Push your heel as close as you can into your stomach, and then push your knee to the ground. Okay, and then do circles. Clockwise. Counterclockwise. Okay. After that is squat. Right? So just like this. Right? So you put your just interlock your fingers in front, right? And you just stand up, right? Oh, I said I wasn't going to stand up. I did stand up, and then squat, right? All right. So then do that. Stand up, and squat. All right. And one more. All right. And squat. Again, it loosens. Squatting is actually. It's one of the things we never do, in fact, right? But it loosens up all of the, it totally flexes. It flexes all of your whole leg gets flexed, basically. Your hip, your knee, your ankle, everything. The next practice is crow walking. So just move to the back of your mat. you go in a squat as well. Put your hands on your knees, right? Okay, and then you kind of walk, right? So you step forward. Yes, that's it. Yeah. And turn around and go back. So again, basically all the muscles in your leg were like worked out, right? It gives a good workout to all of the muscles in the leg, right? So that's what I do every day, right? I mean, I'm currently working through the Kriya Yoga practices myself, and I do this one every day because again, there's no better workout for all of the muscles in the leg, I find, right? Next one is churning the mill. Again, this is kind of like a little bit of a sit-up one with a little bit of a twist to it, right? So again, you just take your hands, go back, and you kind of like churn them like a circle, right? So try to like, again, go back over your knees and then try to get over your toes, right? And then like do the other way, other direction. So yeah, that one's good for the stomach. And, so in the dynamic spinal twist, so this one you spread your legs out. All right, hands like this, and then you do to each toe. So this hand goes to that toe, and to the other toe. Okay. And the final one is just neck rotations. Right? Well, actually, for the lesson one, actually. So just sit and you just drop your neck forward, and then back, then to the right side. Left side, and then to the front again. And now we'll kind of roll it. So rolling to the right, and rolling to the back, and to the left, and to the front. And we'll do one roll the other direction. So roll to the left, to the back, to the right, and at the front. Okay. So I'll also do the lesson 2 asanas as well. This one's Saithaly Asana, the animal relaxation pose. So you have one foot in front and one foot behind, right? So your right leg you fold behind you, and your left leg you fold in front of you. Okay, and you bend, you just lie down on the leg that's in front of you, the left leg. And just breathe deeply. And feel the stretch. And up. Okay, so now reverse. So bring your right leg in front. Put your left leg at the back. And just stretch over the other leg now, so the right leg. And up.
So what part are you really stretching? Here I feel the stretch right here, but
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Yeah. The cat stretch. So this one's on all fours. And then you inhale and you look up and arch your back down. And then exhale and bring your head down and arch your back up. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Okay. So let's introduce some of the the simple meditative asanas. Sukhasana, the easy pose. So everyone knows that one. That's just sitting with your legs crossed, right? It's very basic, sitting with your legs crossed. Again, the idea is to try to keep the back straight, right? But just like that, right? And the other one they give you is it Vajrasana? And that one is on the knees. It's just like this. So what's good about this one is that this one, your back is straight. Pretty much anybody who sits in this position, their back is going to be straight, right? You have no choice but to have your back straight in this pose, pretty much. But what's negative about this pose is that it compresses the legs here, so that your legs will, you can't sit like this for long without your legs actually falling asleep here, right? But it's good to, have that experience of what that feels like for the back to be straight, right? So again, the idea is to be able to sit in, so there's other postures whereby that can help you. So this one again, it's, you need to have like a good tilt on the pelvis to actually get your back straight from this position, right? So again, basically just by doing the stretches, eventually you'll be able to, sit with legs crossed and the back straight, right? And again, we'll learn later on more advanced forms of this that'll accentuate. So again, you're probably familiar with the lotus posture, for example. One of the Kriya practices require that, right? So that's if you bring your legs up instead, right? That has the natural effect, right? It brings your knees down and it tilts the pelvis forward, so your back actually kind of automatically goes straight, right? But this will be a while still. Okay, so now pranayama. So basically, the first thing we'll learn is what's called yogic breathing. And yogic breathing is basically deep breathing, right? Be very aware of the whole breathing process. So the idea is to, first become familiar with, different types of breathing. So with abdominal breathing, right? So you move your diaphragm, right, basically. So keep your chest still, right? And just kind of push out your stomach, which will bring your diaphragm down and cause air, and will just suck air into your lungs, right? So just spend a minute, just do 4 or 5 breaths, moving only your stomach. Keep your chest still, everything else still. Only push your stomach in and out and feel the air come down and out. The second type is with expanding the chest, right? So this time keep the stomach still and just expand your chest and bring air into your lungs just by expanding your chest. Right? So let's try. So yogic breathing, you kind of combine those things, right? You first you push the stomach out, bring air low into the lungs by pulling your diaphragm down. Then once you've brought your diaphragm down as much as you can, then you expand your chest. So you fill the air into your chest, and actually you could even raise your shoulders a bit when you fill your chest and your shoulders will go up. And you completely, basically, you fill yourself with as much air as you possibly can, right? When you exhale, you do the reverse, right? You release from the shoulders first, and you compress your chest, and then the last thing you do is you push your diaphragm up and exhale. So again, do it kind of a little bit forcefully, right? So you actually forcefully compress, use a little bit of your muscles to compress your chest, and push your diaphragm up, like push your stomach in and push your diaphragm up as much as you can, and squeeze, basically squeeze as much air as you can out of your body, right? So when you inhale, bring in as much air as you possibly can. And when you exhale, you squeeze out as much air as you possibly can, right? So really conscious, deep breathing. So I'll try a few of those, right? So inhale. And exhale. As much as you can. And inhale. And exhale. Okay, just keep going a few more times. Okay. Finish your last breath. So the pranayama technique is called Samaveta Pranayama. Okay, so again, you do it with your eyes closed. You sit in the meditative posture, Sukhasana. Close your eyes, right? Same thing, we do the same breathing. Again, try to make it, try to remember diaphragm first when you inhale, then chest. Exhale, chest, compress first, then diaphragm, right? Yeah, so this practice is basically the same thing we just did, except after you inhale, just hold the breath for 1 or 2 seconds, right? Then exhale completely. Completely hold for 1 or 2 seconds, and inhale. So
only through the nose, right? We don't use
that's right, exactly. You always breathe through your nose. So all of the practices, the whole thing, when you're doing asanas, breathing, meditation, you only breathe through your nose. You never breathe. The only time you breathe through your mouth is when you're doing this, when you got water in your nose. Other than that, you're always breathing through your nose, right? That's very key, in fact. Okay, so we'll just give that a try. So again, just breathe deeply, hold the air for 1 or 2 seconds, and then exhale. Hold it up for 1 or 2 seconds, and then inhale. So just do 3 or 4 times. All right, give it a try. finish your last breath. So the final practice is it's the first meditative practice. So the first meditative practice we'll do in a lying down position, the corpse pose. And the practice is called Shavasana. Right? Again, just to get you used to it. So starting next week, though, we'll be doing the meditative practice sitting up. Right? So one of the key things is to relaxing the muscles of your body, right? For meditation to work, you should be completely relaxed. You should be able to forget about your body, right? You forget about your breathing, as I mentioned before, and just move your mind, right? Just be able to constantly move your mind through your body, right? And what I'll do is I'll guide you. Like for the first time here, I'll guide you through the instructions. But again, ideally, you should actually memorize the sequence of instructions yourself, and then guide yourself. Do a self-guiding practice, right? When you practice on your own. Okay, so the first thing you do actually is so a good way to relax the body is actually to first tense it. So we'll do the boat pose like 2-3 times, and basically the idea there is you tense every muscle in your body and then relax. Then tense every muscle in your body again and then relax. And then after that, I'll begin guiding you through the Shavasana. So both poses like this, you just lie on your back. And the way that you tense your body is you keep your legs straight, and you raise your heels about 6 inches off the ground. And at the same time, you lift your head off the ground and lift your arms off the ground, and you tense every muscle in your body, like consciously tense everything, and then relax. Okay, we'll give it a try. Raise up and tense. And relax. Okay. Do it one more time. And tense. And relax. Okay, remain in the lying position. Close your eyes. Your legs should be slightly apart. Palms facing upward. Okay, make sure you're comfortable. Again, the idea is that, spend like a couple seconds, get yourself comfortable. And then what you want to do is that for the remainder of the practice, once you're comfortable, you want to keep your body completely still, right? So you don't want to move a single bit, not a single, bit, right? Stay completely, perfectly still. Okay. So now you're going to move your mind, and with only your mind, you're going to feel the different parts of your body. Right? So begin with the left foot. So move your mind to your left foot, and be aware of it. Right? Are any of the muscles tensed or relaxed? Right? And then move your awareness up your left leg. Feel your ankle, your calf muscles. Make sure they're all feeling relaxed. Your knee, your thigh. Be aware of the contact between your leg and the floor. Right? Feel the contact points with your heel, your calf, your thigh. Right? And just be aware of your whole left leg. Okay, now move your awareness to your right leg, your right foot. Right? How does it feel? Does it feel relaxed? Tense? it warm? Is it cold? Right? And move your awareness up through your ankle, your calf, your knee, your thigh. Again, feel the contact with the floor. Try to feel all of the muscles. Now move to the pelvic area. Right? Feel the contact between your buttocks and the floor. Feel all the muscles in your pelvic region. Is it all relaxed? And now move up to the lower back. And your stomach. Your upper back. And yet feel the contact points with the floor. Feel the muscles. Are they relaxed? And your chest. Now move to your left hand. Right? Move your awareness to your fingers. To your hand. Feel the contact point with the floor. Your wrist. Your forearm. Your elbow. Your upper arm. Is it warm? Is it cold? Feel the movement of air on your hand, on your exposed skin. Feel the clothing against your skin. Feel the muscles. Now move to your right hand. Same thing. Feel your fingers, your palm, your wrist. Again, all with your mind. Right? Keep your body still. Your wrist, your forearm, your elbow, your upper arm. Contact with the floor. Contact with your clothing. Contact with the air. Feel. Now feel your shoulders. And your neck. The back of your head. Your cheeks. Are your cheeks relaxed? Your tongue, is your tongue relaxed? Your lips. Your eyes, your eyelids. Your forehead. Your nose. Your scalp. Now feel your whole body. Feel all the contact points between your body and the floor. Feel that your body is becoming very heavy. It's so relaxed now. You're actually sinking into the floor. Now be aware of your breathing. Feel the flow of air into your lungs and through your nostrils. Okay, now slowly begin to wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. And then bend your knees and roll over and sit up when you're ready. So that concludes our first class. Any questions?
When I'm relaxing position, do we breathe the same way?
You breathe just normally, very relaxed breathing, right?
Normally.
Yes, that's right. So for the breathing practice, it's the very full yogic breathing, where you fully inhale, you fully exhale. When you go to the meditative state, though, the meditative state is just very normal, perfectly normal breathing, very relaxed, right? You don't have any
like breathing,
like no effort. It should be effortless breathing, right? So the pranayama practice you do with a lot of effort, the breathing. But for meditation, the breathing is completely relaxed, just completely normal. You don't even think about it. It should be like you completely forget about the breathing.
But the technique is the same. You start with your stomach and then.
Actually, don't even think about it.
Don't think.
Don't think about it at all. Just let it happen naturally. Whatever natural way you breathe, just let it happen naturally, right? And what happens with the breathing practice, by doing it consciously during the breathing practice, your meditative breathing will naturally become correct, actually, right? So let that happen naturally on its own, automatically, over time, right? Yeah. So, anything else? Okay, well, so again, same time next Saturday then. Okay, and I'll email you with other instructions. And you can let me know if anyone wants one of these. I can pick it up, it's just near my place.
What is it's called?
Neti pot.
So it's at drugstores, it's available?
I don't know. I know near my house in Canada there's one. Anybody else has found one here in Ottawa?
There's a Shoppers Drug Mart.
Shoppers?
Yeah, and I bought mine on the internet. It was only $9.99.
Okay.
Yeah, or on the internet, that's right, if you can find cheaper. Right?
So,
Good. Yeah.
are you planning to do 2 chapters per class?
That's right. 2 chapters.
12 chapters in these 6 classes?
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.